Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Joffrey Noodle Legs here tonight with another Noodle film review. Tonight we're looking at I believe it's an 80s horror film, and it's called Trapped Alive. Now this is an Arrow release. It comes with the movie and it comes with a booklet, which is really cool. It's got lots of sort of photos and sort of stories from different people that went to make the film. This is a nice cheesy film, which I absolutely enjoyed. It gets a little bit of a bad rep of being a bit slow and a bit boring, but I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for its sort of cheesy sort of storyline and its cheesy sort of acting, although quite predictable in lots of ways and unpredictable in others. But it was a most enjoyable sort of film. The synopsis of the film is quite a simple sort of story. It's about the coming together of two girls who are going out. This is a Christmas film. Going out to a party. One of the girls' father, he's quite a famous actor. I'm sure he's been in Alone in the Dark, the 1981 classic slasher film. He's the father, and he lets her go out with her friend to this on their way to the party in the car. And it's been snowing outside, and it's all sort of, the roads are all sort of skiddy and slippery. And also at the same time, we're at a prison. We got three prisoners that have escaped the prison. They've managed to kill the guard and get out and escape and cut their way through the sort of fencing and make their way across the sort of countryside away from the prison. So you can see what's going to happen here. So the two girls that are sliding all over the road in the car are going to come across our three prison escapees. And they're not very nice. Well, one of them's okay, the young lad. I think he's in prison for some sort of other reason. The other two, and in fact, the other two just used him to help get out because of his sort of abilities and sort of skills. And we got the leader of these prisoners, who's got like this red scar down his face here. He's horrible. He really torments the girls and tries to rape them and all this sort of thing throughout the film. And then they've got like the big sort of buffoon sort of guy, who's the big sort of tank, if you like. And his name's Mongo, which a little bit of a shout out there to Blazing Saddles. It's the same sort of character as that sort of Mongo, really. Anyway, they come across these girls and they sort of kidnap them in their car, and they sort of drive off eventually. But then they come across this sort of roadblock where they decide to divert down this sort of side road, which goes past this sort of old mines. And the car sort of mines are off this sort of side way into like where it crashes down the sort of hill on top of the old mines. And we see this other house that's there, and there's this other woman there with her partner, who she seems very bored with and stuff like that. We seem to see these sort of guys there. Anyway, while we're meeting those, the car with all of our characters in it sort of falls through the mine because of the weight of the car, and Mongo gets really badly injured and actually succumbs to his sort of injuries, a little bit gory. And the other four are now stuck way down in the mine. They're trapped alive in this mine, and so they're trying to figure a way out while the leader of the prisoners is still trying to seduce and rape these girls. The other guy's very sort of like, he seems to take a side to Robin, who's like the younger of the two girls. And up above ground, a police car's going by with our hero, and he sort of like hears a sort of noise going on. He approaches the house where this woman and her boyfriend is, and then they seem to go into some sort of love scene straight away. I think she's a frustrated sort of housewife, and they go into this sort of love scene, but they're a bit strange. There's something funny about this couple, um, which I'm not going to say anything about. Anyway, the policeman then eventually goes down towards the mine and starts climbing down to the mine, and his rope gets cut, and he falls sort of like into the mine and comes across the young lad of the prisoners, and sort of realizes that he's not really a threat. So he uses him to take him to the other guy, the bad guy, and they finally catch up with them, and he finds him trying to sort of like rape one of the girls, and he sort of like handcuffs him to like this metal bar, sort of like barrier which seems to be in this sort of mine, and they get the other girl, and the young lad try to fix the lighting because they're all trapped down in this mine, and if they make too much noise or something, they every time they can hear the rumble of something down there with them. Or is it just sort of like the sort of like tremors of their vibrations of their presence? Or is there a killer about? Like I said, the policeman's rope got cut, so we don't know at the beginning of this film. So to find out what is going to happen, you need to watch it and find out. What do I think of Trapped Alive? It's great fun. It's a really cool sort of slasher sort of film, and it's different. It's sort of, again, it's taken the slasher to a bit of a survival kind of dimension, and it works really well. The pluses of it, this Arrow edition is phenomenally looking good as always. Looks really cool. The characters are really cool. They're really cheesy acted, but it's still very, very cool. I love all the cheesy acting in these sort of old cheesy films. And I think it brings an extra charm to the film. Films like Pieces, Mutilator, they've all got this sort of cheesy sort of thing going on, and this is very, very similar in cheesiness. It's very, very cool. The story's quite good. It's very basic. So the girls and the guys have managed to get themselves trapped in this mine. The police guy's gone down to after the prisoners, and obviously there's going to be a survival to get out there. That's the basic plot. So it's quite basic, but it's still very, very good, and it's very, very sort of cheesy and clumsy. But it's cool. The negatives of the film, yeah, it's not going to be to everyone's taste, because it is a sort of very cheesy, clumsy, slow sort of film with little bits of action, little bits of gore in there. But as the story unfolds, I think it becomes more sort of enjoyable and fun. To me, it's a fun film. So I'm going to score this film a great watch and give it an 8 out of 10. I think that's a really cool score for such a cheesy sort of horror film. Trapped Alive, 8 out of 10. Any of you guys seen it? If you have, let me know down below. The lad recommended me to me. He said, Dad, I picked it up and it was good fun. I'm sure you'll like it. It's your sort of thing. It's got that real cheesy feel to it, which you like. Sort of stupid sort of feel. And I did. I loved it. I thought it was great fun. I had a great time watching it. And I can only recommend it to other sort of horror fans who appreciate that kind of film. I wouldn't recommend it to all you horror fans, because a lot of you are thinking, because a lot of horror fans have expectations. They want to see gore, they want to see this, they want this, and this. And if they're not in it, they don't like it. To me, I go in with zero expectations and just just enjoy the art form for what it is, and I come out enjoying a lot more movies than what I probably should. But hey, that's what I'm like, and that's how I'll be, and that's how I'm gonna be, because I buy these films to have a good time. If I get an absolute gem, fantastic. If I get a masterpiece, fantastic. If I get some cheesy fun, then fantastic. All good. guys, till my next video, check out some more horror channels for me. Check out Horror Hands, Horror Geek, Man v Film, RS Designs, Pizzlewell, I'm the Ice Lord, Cat Watches Horror Movies, and Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House. And a massive shout out to my lad Lemon Lord. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I see you all soon.